working? Okay, going live everywhere. Okay, let's see how we're doing. So we should be live on YouTube now. We are. Fantastic. Should be live on Twitch. Fabulous. And then that just leaves the usual to this wait for this to get going. And then we'll begin for today. There we go, we're live. Fabulous. So welcome everybody back to day 76. Let me just make sure I got my number right. 76 is what it says. It's been a week since I did my last live stream, which is madness really on the scale of things and the way that I've been doing it so far in this project. Throughout the run since launching on Pump Fun 76 days ago, I had this whole period where I was live streaming every single day. And speaking of Pump Fun, that noise in the background is Pump Fun being a bit of a pig, as it always is. So yeah, I was live streaming every day initially. Very rarely had a break when either I was doing like a space or an AMA with someone else, or just needed a day. If I was away traveling, I had one where I was traveling for work, for example. I wasn't able to do it. There was no quite space to do it really while I was away. And then last week I did a space with Tasshub, which was really good, with Mystic Crypto. And it ended about midnight my time, and I'd already been working, like grinding really hard that day. I had an extremely busy day with deadlines as well in real life, and I was really burned out. And then as it happened, I was going to a wedding on that Friday, and then there was something else on Saturday as well. So I kind of ended up, say, like being 3 days without doing a live stream, and that became 4 days without doing a live stream, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, until we're here today, where it's been like, what, this is 9 days, I think, is it? Oh yeah, eight days since I did a live stream, which is crazy. Not really the way I've been doing it, so had to get back on the horse, had to get back into live streaming again. Just make myself set up the time today, get back into the run of it, and start updating again about the latest product news, what the updates about what I've been working on, what's happening elsewhere in the realm of this project, I suppose, like outside beyond just development, what's happening around the project too. Talking about our private beta that is almost ready to be live, that I've started to talk to our premium holders group about. So yeah, we'll just begin from the top. Welcome back everybody to day 76. Welcome back to the first live stream in a while. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to get into it. I didn't actually update the Jira tracker, and I really should have, because there's so much to add to it. But this is how I am in real life too as well. Sometimes when I'm in such a flow of work and I'm flying. Oh, where are all the duns gone? Yeah, bring them all back. That's stupid. Oh, weird. Okay, Jira had an update. For some reason, it moved the done tasks out of that, which is kind of annoying. It's kind of nice to be able to see them there. But yeah, say in real life, sometimes I get into such a flow of work that I actually forget to update my tracker boards in real life too, in other areas of work that I do. So I haven't been keeping on top of my Jira board. I really should have. This is out, for example. I need to move that there, because the big news, which I should have been adding here, and I will update the Jira later on tonight so that it's ready for future streams, is earlier this week, I think we'll say Monday perhaps, or maybe even a little bit earlier, we've been doing a go, no go on the private beta, which is access to the automated trading side of Upscalp. In other words, it uses the signals that Upscalp Premium generates to automatically trade for you on the futures platform of your choice. So the good news this week was we said we're go for private beta. Actually, maybe it was even last week. We said we were go for it, and what that means is that I need to start adding the actual exchanges that people want to use, the futures exchanges, the futures platforms that people want to use. I'm just going to find the pin post so that I can get it up here. I'm just going to drop this over here for a second. Oh, no, don't need to do that. So for the initial private beta, which by the way is for our premium holders, so for holders who have 5 million Upscalp tokens or 0.5% of supply, They get access to Upscalp Premium, which has all of the signals and notifications and things like that to help you trade futures well. It gets you access to the premium holders group, where we discuss the product, where I get ideas from our premium holders and build the ideas for them. And it's also where you get access to the private beta of our automated trading, which we're still fluctuating on the name of. I'd always called it Upscalp API because that's the connection method, but in reality that probably doesn't mean a lot to people on the trading side. So I've kind of half been calling it Upscalp Auto because it's automated execution of trades. So in the private premium holders group, you will get access to the private beta of the automated trading. And this is the initial list of exchanges that I'm currently working on at the minute. So I think I'm about like 80% done with this work. What I mean when I say this work is this list of exchanges here are exchanges that allow you to generate an API key, which is almost like a key for communication on the platform. So for example, Binance Futures, you generate an API key there. You can then enter it into Upscalp API, the Upscalp API bot. That key allows Upscalp API to communicate with Binance Futures. And then by communicating, it can send trades to it using the signals that Upscalp creates. It can send the parameters of the trade, for example, the take profits and stop loss and things like that. And it can also control the trade. So for example, one of the features that Upscalp API has is you can select that if the market flips in a direction that's against you, for example, you have lots of shorts open and the market suddenly pumps, the market starts going long instead, then Upscalp API can close your trades for you to prevent loss. So all of these things are possible when you have an API key, when your futures platform lets you generate an API key that allows outside tools to communicate with the platform, basically. So this list here are a list of popular futures platforms. I've used a bunch of them, to be honest. The ones I liked probably the best were Binance Futures and Blowfin. I used them a fair bit. So you can communicate, Upscalp API rather, can communicate with these platforms, send trades to them. You can select your risk tolerance. There's loads of settings in Upscalp API. You can have loads of control over the trades, and it allows you then to, you would have your funds on the futures platform. So Upscalp API never holds your funds. It doesn't ever take your money, very, very deliberately, because that's a whole other area of regulations that I'd have to abide by. Extremely strict because I'm based in the EU. So I don't want to be holding your funds ever because that would make my life so much harder. It would make my life very, very difficult just for all of the regulatory obligations that would be on me and on the product then. So instead, the funds are only on the platform, and Upscalp is only sending communications on your behalf to the platform. So it sends the trades to it, your money stays in the platform at all times, and I never ever access it in any way. I only have the ability to send information to them. And that's the great thing about the APIs. You can control the amount of information back and forth that the platform will communicate with the tool, the external tool. So yeah, that list, apart from Phantom is the only kind of weird one because Phantom is a wallet, obviously. Azarian is there too as well. And they use a thing called Software Development Kit, which is like basically descriptions of how the wallet works in the back end and potentially tools and things like that for communicating. So it's methods for communicating again. And I will be hopefully building that as well for Upscalp API, that you will be able to use the Phantom wallet as your futures platform. So as I was saying, about 80% done, I would say, on that work. I'd love to open up Upscalp API private beta to the premium holders this weekend, because I think it's going to take some time to get used to it because there are so many settings options. And I think I'm going to get an awful lot of really, really useful feedback when I ask people who are not me to test it, because I guess I've been staring at it for 5 months. I'm not really impartial anyway. I'm the person who's building it, so I'm way too deep in it, and I need some some users who are not so familiar with it to tell me what's wrong with it, basically, and then we can improve it and make it much better. So it is all down to if I can get the exchanges connected, then people will actually be able to test it properly. So fingers crossed, going to get that done soon. There's not really any blocker except time. It's just time and effort. Like, this is complicated, and of course, when we're starting to get involved with other people's money here, I want this to be right. I want this to work really, really well. So I probably will do a bit of testing myself with each exchange too. I think I'm going to have to. That'll be necessary to make sure that each exchange works properly, that there's no bugs in that communication between Upscalp API and the platform. Working great with Binance Futures because that's the one that I use. So that's one I was testing with, and it's fabulous with that. It works very, very well. But I need to test it with all the others as well, or ask my community, the premium holders, to test it, which is the other option. So that's the really, really good news. I'm working so hard at the moment. Also, part of the reason why I haven't been doing the live streams, because I'm just spending so many hours every single day working on this, because I really want to get this out soon. In particular, before May 11th, which is the end of the Coliseum Hackathon. I'd love to have this done for the end of the Coliseum Hackathon and enter the API side of it, the automated trading side, as my entry for the hackathon. So that's the techie side. Apart from that, then, just on the hackathon side, I was kind of laughing about this. I'm going to have to update this because I'll be completely honest, I don't actually know if the Pump Fun Hackathon is running anymore. And the reason why I don't know is because the Coliseum Hackathon is so amazing. So by comparison, by comparison, the Coliseum Hackathon is absolutely incredible. I've been so impressed by it. So I was chatting to a few people about it today, about the experience of being an entrant in the Coliseum Hackathon is absolutely fabulous. The reasons that I would have for that would be they provide resources, they provide loads of guidance for the entrants, they provide tools that integrate with AI tools as well to help you test your ideas. They have a tool that roasts your project, which is hilarious. So like it looks at the absolute worst aspects and insults your project. And the reason, they have a very good reason for that tool existing. The idea is that you keep using that, iterating that tool until it doesn't have really much to roast your project on anymore. It's a brilliant idea. It's so good. The judges for the Coliseum Hackathon are so active on X. It's absolutely incredible. So I've engaged with like multiple judges and I've gotten good advice from multiple judges. This is absolutely unbelievable. Like, it really puts the Pump Fun Hackathon to shame, which was, now when I look back, really half-assed. But I probably wouldn't have entered the Coliseum Hackathon if I hadn't already been in the flow of hackathons, thanks to like going crazy for the Pump Fun Hackathon and really working very hard for it. So yeah, I'm really delighted that this came at just the right time, and I'm glad. I know I was in the middle of the Pump Fun Hackathon. I'm glad I decided, yeah, I'll give it a go and try two at the same time, because it's been worth it. I've really, really enjoyed it. Oh, there was one other massive thing which I've forgotten, which is the daily webinars. It's been absolutely incredible. Again, very often hosted by the judges. So people who are judges for the Coliseum Hackathon are running webinars every day, advising you on various aspects of how to win a hackathon. First of all, was one topic. Building your business, your oh god, I forgot all the acronyms. Sorry, I'm very tired, long day. But building a minimum viable product, of course, that's what I'm looking for. So your MVP, pitching, there was great ones on pitching, on pitch decks. So I'm so impressed with Solana, the Solana Foundation, and the super teams as well from all around the world. I'm so impressed with the level of effort that they put into the Coliseum Hackathon. And it's actually an experience. I really have to say, it's been a very enjoyable experience, a very inspiring experience too. It's given me a lot of energy. It's really good too as well to see yourself in the realm of other really good projects, because I enjoy what I'm doing at Upscalp. I feel like it's going very, very well, but there's no harm being out there and seeing what other projects are doing and thinking, yeah, I gotta get my shit together on X, on Y, on Z. because I see other projects doing XYZ really, really well. So I love that. That is so inspiring. Really, really interesting to see that aspect of it. So for anyone who's a builder out there and is considering in the future entering hackathons, can highly, highly, highly recommend the Solana Foundation Coliseum Hackathon. Really, really superb. So that's where I'm at with that. Of course, I've been attending as many webinars as I can. I've been talking to the judges. I've been using the resources and the tools that they provide. I'll be using the support of Super Team Ireland to apply for a Solana Foundation grant. Going to try and set up a call hopefully soon with them to talk to that, because of course when expertise is there, when someone is offering help, I'm going to take that help to make sure I do the best job that I can and that I can secure this funding if I can. So really, really hopeful, to be honest. Really, really enjoying things at the moment. I think I have some of the materials here from the people were sharing. Is this one of them? That was a bunch of slide decks, I think, from Super Team Ireland. This was a talk that was on recently up in the building, the location called Dogpatch Labs up in Dublin, where Super Team Ireland are based. So again, they're sharing, they're streaming every day, sharing the webinars. What was the other one? That's the Upscalp one. How to win a hackathon. Yeah, this is one of the presentations. I think that was from a Super Team Ireland member, actually. Yeah, fabulous. So it's just so good. How much people are free with giving their time, giving advice, giving resources, giving tools, giving feedback. Just incredible the amount of effort that the judges put in to engaging with builders on X in particular and giving them feedback on their products, on their pitches, on their websites, etc. Really, really good. So I've enjoyed that so much, and I'll be entering again in the future for sure. I'm not so sure. I've been thinking that this might not be Upscalp year just because I'm brand new at this, but I've learned a lot for future hackathons as well and made a lot of connections, I think, too. So really, really enjoyable. Highly, highly recommended. Let's see. Is there anything else I may ever think? The grants. Yeah, still looking at that. This is the one that I'm applying for. So I'm going to ask Super Team Ireland for their advice about it, to try and make sure that I do the best possible application that I can. Apply for a realistic amount of money, obviously, as well, of course, and make it just a really, really strong application. Don't think there's much else really at the minute. Just grinding. That's pretty much it. Got some notifications there. Let's have a look what's going on. Oh, great. It was just some people retweeting the stream. Thanks very much for that, Phil and others. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm just going to take a look through the platforms as I always do, just to see is there any comments or anything. Nope. We'll just check on Pump Fun, even though, yeah, I'm probably going to stop using Pump Fun, I'd say, for the live streams, just because, well, to put it this way, they have put so little time, so little effort and energy into engaging builders who are part of their hackathon. I think at this point I'm not bothered to invest any more of my time or energy into their hackathon. So yeah, there has to be a bit of back and forth with this. Like they're not engaging at all. Why should I engage with them? So yeah, unless they like vastly improve their hackathon for next year, I don't think I'll be entering any subsequent Pump Fun hackathons. It was really a waste of time. Which unfortunately, I guess that we are in the situation where we have a Pump Fun token and we have the Pump Fun contract, and that is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I think it is something that we'll probably look to rectify sooner rather than later. I'm not so sure I'm so comfortable being on a Pump Fun contract. It's not that bullish for a utility anyway to have that PUMP at the end of the contract. So I think I'd be better off, yeah, it'd probably be better if I could build a better contract, in particular to enable things like staking, native staking. So I know that it's been a request from a lot of the community. We've had a bunch of community members who are asking, is there staking available? And of course, staking is great for many reasons. It's great for the stability of the token, the market cap, for rewards for holders. So I think it is something I really, really want to do. And of course, by using a different contract, we can just, yeah, there's a lot that we can do with a contract that's not owned by Pump Fund, basically. So I'll definitely be looking at that in the future, and looking to get off Pump Fund, like, which would be a migration, basically. But I think nowadays migrations are so commonplace and so much easier to do than they were, say, in 2021 when I started out, so 5 years ago. Migrations are close to nothing now, really. They're not that big of a deal anymore. And I think it could be really well worth it for Upscalp if we migrate, off that Pump Fund contract. To be honest, I'd rather, if at all possible, in some way, bring myself closer to Solana Foundation, to Super Teams, and away from Pump Fund. I think that would benefit us greatly as well, just because I see the commitment level of Super Team Ireland, for example, which I'm part of. I'm so impressed with the level of dedication of the Solana Foundation to builders and to growing the ecosystem, to enhancing the quality of the ecosystem and developing it. Really impressed. So I would love it in some way, to commit in other ways if I could through the contract. I don't know if there is any other way. I need to investigate these things, but definitely getting away from Pump Fund, I'm really starting to feel would be a very good idea at this point. So that's pretty much it. I think I'm probably rambling because I'm tired. It's a national holiday here on Monday. Of course, today is May Day, which isn't a national holiday in Ireland, but I should celebrate it all the same. Workers' Day around Europe. It is a national holiday in quite a lot of countries around the world. If it is a national holiday in yours, I hope you're enjoying it and I hope you're celebrating it. Not here in Ireland, unfortunately, but it's a national holiday on Monday instead. So yeah, I'm going to have a long weekend. I think it'll be a long weekend of work, to be honest, because I really want to get that private beta up and running and get all of our premium holders in. And I really want to get a few other things done too. So that's kind of where we're at. I really appreciate folks tuning in. I'm delighted that we still get people tuning in every day and watching the videos, watching the live streams. I'm going to leave it at that for today. I'm going to say thank you very much for tuning in. I will try and live stream again tomorrow to get back into that run that I had where I was live streaming every single day. I will do my best to live stream tomorrow to get that streak going again. So until then, hope you have a really nice day, really nice night/morning, whatever it is in your time zone, and hopefully speak to you again tomorrow. Thanks very much.